What's up, clan? IslandTraderFx here. Back with another one. This time around, we're just gonna be touching on something that a lot of people don't speak about, right? Which is highs and lows in trading. As a matter of fact, we have highs and lows in life as well, right? But people don't really talk about it. Um, Last week, I was looking at there is an African trader. I believe his name is Ways Up, and I was looking at his video, and this guy has been struggling for a long time, right? I watched this guy take L after L after L after L until he finally carved his way and found a profitable strategy to the point where he was able to pass a prop firm and get more than one payout, right? He's currently back at a point where he's in a losing streak. I think he indicated he lost 10 trades in a row. 10 trades. 10 trades is a lot of trades, right? But this is what it boils down to, right? You have highs and you have lows. Everything is not going to be perfect in trading, everything is not going to be perfect in life. Jeff Bezos, right, the owner of Amazon, it took him a full decade, it took him 10 years for him to finally start seeing profit from Amazon. Mr. Beast, it took him 4 years for him to get 1,000 subscribers. And if you're a YouTuber or if you know about YouTube, you have to reach 1,000 subscribers for it to be monetized, right? So things take time. Things is not just going to happen, you know, just all of a sudden. It doesn't work that way. You have to work for it. You have to grind for it. You have to make mistakes, and it's only in making mistakes that um, you know what you need to do, right? Anytime I make a mistake, I write it down. I analyze the data. It could be in trading, it could be in life. I analyze the data and I come back again. I'm not going to make that same mistake again. When you were a baby, right? Everyone was crawling when they were babies, essentially, right? But you didn't say, you know what? I'm crawling, I can't walk. I'm just going to stay crawling for the rest of my life. You stood up, you fell down. You stood up, you fell down. You did that several times before you were able to walk. And here you are today, able to walk. So in life, you have ups and downs. Same way with trading, you will get moments of losses, you will get moments of wins. But what's important is remaining disciplined, sticking to your program, and ensuring that you remain consistent. Because at the end of the day, consistency, discipline over a long period of time, it always wins. As long as you have a burning desire to get something, to ensure that something is done, to ensure that you hit a milestone, as long as you have that burning desire, trust and believe, you will get there. Okay. So we had a win on GBP USD last week. I would not say that's a trade that was taken last week. It just ended last week. It hit TP last week, but that trade was taken week before. I'm currently in a trade that I took last week. It's still running. Hoping to see it hit TP, but it's more or less of a swing. You guys will definitely see that. And as a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and jump to the charts right now. Ciao. Okay, let's dive into the charts. This is GBP USD. On TradingView, I will put up a snip of the history of the trade somewhere here so you could see it. But this is it, GBP USD. I went long in GBP USD. So the question remains, what did I see? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and break that down for you right now, right? Okay, so on GBP USD, of course, just from the daily, we could see how bullish GBP USD has been. Um, I've been waiting for from this area right here. I think this is a weekly zone. You could see price tapped into that zone and pushed up. All of these are daily zones, and I've been waiting for some sort of a retracement back into the zones, and this just was not happening. Again, patience. Again, highs and lows. Again, you're not always going to get what you want when you want. but it's going to happen eventually. So we could see price push all the way up here, and then you had a fair value gap, daily FVG, daily fair value gap, my favorite, and then I noticed price came into that fair value gap. So I was like, yay, great. But of course, before price comes into that fair value gap, we have to have some confirmations, right? So you could see right here, price pushed into this fair value gap and price wicked back all the way up here. This is a nice confirmation. This is nice price action. Okay, so price wicked all the way back up. Nice, strong sign of a rejection. And you could see after that happened, we still had a bearish 4-hour fair value gap to the downside right here. If you're not able to see it, let me see if I could just zoom in. Right here. Okay. But before I enter, I have to see price disrespect this zone right here, which it did right here with this 4-hour bullish fair value gap. Beautiful. All right. So as soon as price tapped back into this FVG, I placed my stop. My stop loss could have easily gone here, right? And then I would have probably gotten a, not probably, I would have gotten a 1:2.2. But I placed my stop loss here, just for added protection, because if price push all the way back down here and they did not interfere with this low, they could easily come here and push and liquidate this low and then push up, right? So that was my thought process at the time. Anyway, when price tapped back into the zone, of course, I like to target my close. So when you go to the line chart, bam, I like to target my close as TP. So this was the actual close I was going for right here, this high. And then we could see price, slowly chopped for a while, and then we had some big expansions to the upside. And as soon as it took the close, look what price did, all the way back to break even. And that was the trade on GBP USD. Nice trade overall. I was also looking at oil, and okay, before I even jump to oil, the trade I think I'm currently in is Euro GBP. Yes, Euro GBP. I'm looking to swing this. I will not. It looked promising earlier on around Friday, but later on during the day, it did not look as promising. But this is where price is currently. So I targeted this area here, this lows. You could see price had a massive push to the downside. You have a 4-hour fair value gap. Price push back into here. I would for a nice 50-minute market structure shift. I entered and I said to myself, there are two zones that I could take TP at. So right here would be one. Okay, so that would be a 1:2.4. I'm not too fond of that one. And right here, bottom here, I think this is a daily close. My memory serves me right. Yeah, daily close right here. You see, daily close. That's a 1:5.6. That's a big trade. But I'm leaning more towards here. I'm leaning more towards the 1:5.6. We're gonna see how it plays out. Of course, next week I'm going to pop up with the video and show you. So this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm currently in, and this is what I'm looking at. Okay. And lastly, let me just jump down to oil. Oil really hit my heart because I had such a perfect opportunity to enter it. I didn't, because oil is a pair. When I first started trading it, it was just like W, 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 W. And then later on, I took a few losses on oil. Had some crazy volatility coming out of nowhere. So I stopped for a bit. Um, And I think that's why I was kind of hectic because I had so many other opportunities, right? So look, I guess it still hasn't hit TP as yet. So this is my actual TP. This is the TP that I've been looking at for oil. But I got a nice opportunity to enter after this expansion to the downside. After this expansion to the downside, I could have entered right here, right? This little retracement, I could have entered here, and I guess I would have been in some nice profit. Yeah, thus far I would have been in, I would have gotten a 1:3 already, but it is what it is. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But oil was coming off of a weekly fair value gap. We had a 4-hour market structure shift. You could definitely see price creating higher lows right here, which shows bullish territory. You could see price break below this stronghold that the buyers held, and then just bare movements to the downside. Yeah. But like I mentioned, the trade I'm in currently is Euro GBP, and the trade that hit TP last week, I believe it was Monday, was GBP USD. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for today's video. At the end of the day, if you guys were able to learn something, feel free to leave a like, feel free to subscribe. But remember, in general, you will always have your highs and lows. Things will not be perfect. Even on the charts, you have highs and lows. So why wouldn't you have highs and lows in your trading psychology? Why wouldn't you have highs and lows in life? Just think about it. I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you guys next week. Ciao.